This water gushing down at a fast rate will later form a series of 3 waterfalls that contribute to Sisiyi Falls in Kapchorwa district, Eastern Uganda. The waterfalls lie on the edge of Mount Elgon National Park near the Uganda-Kenya border. This water was once clear and the falls tumbled down at a slow pace, but that is no more. Like many waterfalls, Sisiyi Falls on River Sisiyi was formed in the early stage of the river, and here the channel is often narrow and deep. When the river courses over resistant bedrock, erosion happens slowly before increasing the watercourse and velocity at the edge when it falls off the cliff. But the state of this waterfall is now changing after the heavy rains last week that flooded Bulambuli district and neighboring areas,
leading to floods, which has increased the water level of the rivers because so much of the silt has gone down to the lower Bulambuli.
Along the way, the river now plucks material from the riverbed. Whirlpools created in the turbulence, plus sand and stones carried by the watercourse, have increased the erosion capacity, and as a result, the waterfall curves deeper into the bed and recedes upstream. Now the water that has since risen in volume at the end point of the fall has turned brown in color as it hits the rock stratum just below. It meets with a more resistant shelf, which is the soft rock, and as such undercuts due to the splashback, forming a shallow cave-like formation known as rock shelter under the waterfall.
These rainfalls found the place so steep with poor soils, no vegetation cover due to poor cultivation practices. This has led to the heavy rains washing away the soils from one area to another.
As a result, the outcropping, more resistant caprock has collapsed under pressure at the base of the waterfall. These blocks of rock also erode the base of the waterfall by abrasion, creating a deep plunge pool. This pool is now flooded, which has affected the environment around it.
In the end, we've lost soil from the upper side of Bulambuli. We've lost the water because we don't have any trees that may pick some water and reduce on the soil erosion or the impacts of heavy flow of water. The soils that have been cultivated on are the very soils that have been washed to the rivers.
The water that flows when the river hits the gorge has ensured that the vegetation cover here is lush green and the crops are doing very well due to the abundant water. But what is being done by the Bulambuli district officials to redress the situation that has seen a change in the natural state of the falls?
Then we can go back and restore the place. That is through, first of all, tree planting, so that the trees can harvest the water, harvest the soils, which will not flow down. Look for alternative activities so that people don't really rely on that place. Advise them to reduce their population.
Riverine forest with palm trees lines the banks above the falls. The most notable aspect of the area's vegetation, though, is the rainforest, nurtured by water spray from the falls. There are rare plants in the area, and these include the pod mahogany. Sisiyi waterfall supplies water to many areas in eastern Uganda, and if not conserved, this could see the environment degrade over time.